guys. So today we are going to be using one of my favorite books to be our inspiration for our artwork today. This is a book called The Dot, and it's by Peter Reynolds. And it talks about just starting with a dot and turning it into something and seeing where it goes. So just sit back and enjoy watching the book, and then you're going to watch me do a little drawing, and then you guys will get to work in your sketchbooks and make your very own. Let's get started.
The Dot. By Peter H. Reynolds. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. "Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm," she said. "Very funny," said Vashti. "I just can't draw." Her teacher smiled. "Just make a mark and see where it takes you." Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good, strong jab. There! Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, "Now sign it." Vashti thought for a moment. "Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name." The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn, her dot, all framed in swirly gold. I can make a better dot than that." She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted. A red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow. She discovered that she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting, lots of little dots in many colors. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on a bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots were quite a splash. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. "You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw," he said. "I bet you can," said Vashti. "Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler." Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. "Show me." The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, "Sign it." The end.
Well, here's my drawing from last week where I used lines to make shapes, and I used geometric shapes and organic shapes. Today I'm going to flip that page in my journal, and I'm going to go on to a clean page. I'm going to go right onto the back of that page so I don't waste any papers in my journal. Now I'm going to make a picture inspired by the book that we just read, The Dot. And I'm going to start by simply putting a dot right in the middle of my page. Now, again, you guys can use whatever materials you have available that you would like to use. I think I'll use markers today. So I started with a purple dot. I really love dots and I love circles, so I think I'm just going to have some fun, maybe putting some circles around my dot. Not really sure yet what I'm going to be turning this drawing into. We're just going to sort of see what happens. Maybe I'm going to take some other colors and put some patterns and some designs in. Sort of see what happens here. I'll put some orange there. And I'm going to do some curvy lines out here. Going to sort of just play around and see what this becomes. Put some other color in there. Let's see. And I'm just doing some different lines and some different shapes. I've got my circle. And I'm sort of alternating. See what happens around this circle. I'm kind of keeping the picture the same as I go around the circle, but you guys can do whatever you want. Maybe I'm going to add some zigzag lines, and look what's happening to these zigzag lines. They're becoming shapes as they connect to the circle. And maybe over here, I'm going to add a curvy line just to add something to my picture. Now this picture doesn't really look like anything, does it? This picture is just a picture that I had fun drawing where I started with that dot. Not really sure where I'm going with this. I'm just having some fun. Sometimes our pictures start to look like things and sometimes they don't. I'm really having fun drawing these curvy swirls. And I'm just going to sort of fill my background in with that. It's very colorful. I like using lots of colors. You might like using lots of colors, or you might just want to use one color for your picture. You guys decide what you want to do. Like every other time we do artwork, I just want you guys to have some fun. And just remember, start with that dot, just like from the book, and see what your picture turns into. Don't be afraid to make a beautiful oops, and send me your picture if you can.